Dun, 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 dun. My name is Inigo Montoya, Luke. I killed your father. Prepare to die. Why the fuck am I wearing this today? Well, it's May the 4th. So it's May the 4th be with you day. Boom boom. Where's my boom boom? Here. I really should have worn a white shirt for this. Dun, 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 dun. And there was a time in which the movies really meant a lot to me. I haven't been watching Star Wars movies in forever. But what am I doing wasting your time wearing this stupid thing on my head? Let's get the show on the road. Yes, I know my sound was all messed up, but I fixed it. I think I fixed it. I'm sorry about the messed up sound on the intro. Look at my face. I'm all shiny and schwitzy. I'm gonna use my crochet coaster to wipe my forehead. Good heavens. Ay, Dios mío. Good morning, everyone. What a mess that was. Can I do that again? Can I do that again? Let's see, because I want to do this one more time. Bam. I'm swallowing my microphone. Okay, enough of that. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's back. I'm back. Yesterday, I was so off my game. My goodness. I was so sleepy. And I was not hungover. You'd think that a good hangover would mess me up. Well, they kind of mess up with my day. But for me, there's nothing worse than not getting enough sleep. Not getting enough sleep is just absolutely sinful. In fact, when somebody does me wrong, I don't wish them horrible things like death or slow death or accidents or horrible things. All I wish people I don't like is insomnia. But even that doesn't happen very frequently. And you don't care about that. You're here for headlines. You're here for connections. And headlines and connections is precisely what you're going to get today here at Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live on Facebook, where we take a look at headlines from our city, our state, and our country. We take a look at your comments. We take a look at your questions. And we try to combine it all for hopefully having a more connected, more lively, less sweaty life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English speaking locals. Pat yourselves in the back, my friends. If it's now May the 4th, if you're still here, you are not expats. You are not snowbirds. You are English speaking locals. Own that. Own that with pride. Today, as always, we welcome people, friends that are watching live for the first time. If that shoe fits your bill, if that hat fits your head, if that applies to you, please write the word new in your comment and we'll be so very happy to give you a nice little welcome. If there's something truly important that you wish to say, please add the letter Q at the beginning of your comment. Now, Alan didn't add a letter Q at the beginning of his comment, but we are still startled over the fact that you take great pride in never having watched any Star Wars. I tell you, Alan, back when I watched the very first Star Wars movie, the very first opening scene of the very first movie, when that ginormous spaceship, you should at least watch that scene because at the time it was absolutely groundbreaking. And that's all I'm going to profess about Star Wars and all that stuff. Today, we have news about openings in local government offices. We have news about businesses that did not renew their permits and they got shafted. We have news about a new municipal arts and culture council and we have news about some um, upcoming traffic jams that we should be mindful of. So we might as well get the show on the road. Oh, and of course, today is Wednesday and we walk. We decided we had a craving for chicken yesterday, but we decided not to have a cow over it. And we went out and took care of business for the most mundane Walking Wednesday yet. Let's get this show on the road. So, local authorities have announced that City Hall offices will close on May 6th. That will be Friday, with the exception of the passport office, which will close on May 5th. This is in accordance to the state's public servants law, which indicates that May 5th is an official holiday for public servants. For the rest of us, May 5th or Cinco de Mayo is no big deal. The day commemorates a battle that took place in Puebla on May 5th, 1862, during the Second French intervention in Mexico, but it is still no big deal. It's far more important for Taco Bell than for us Mexican nationals. So there is no need for you to wish anyone a happy Cinco de Mayo unless you want to come across as one of those tourists that just landed and don't know any better. Oh dear. What happens when you do not obtain or renew your business license? You get shut down. And this is precisely what is happening in town. According to Hortensia Dueña Salcedo, who oversees our municipality's permits office, 10 businesses, there goes my Darth Vader, 10 businesses were shut down last month with an additional 21 warnings issued. So if you are a business owner in town, make sure that your paperwork is in order. If you have a favorite business that was recently shut down, just make sure that you tell the owner, get your act together. Authorities have announced that starting tomorrow, oh my God, no, I did not write, oh my goodness, I forgot to write notes for this particular news item. I skipped it. Authorities have approved, let's break it down together the way we used to when we started Coffee and Headlines, where I didn't used to write summaries for these articles, for these news notes. The city has approved an idea to create a municipal council for the culture and the arts. This was presented by the Vallartense Instituto de Cultura, or the local arts institute. They are trying to promote a council, a culture council, and there's going to be an open announcement or a call for artists involved in scenic arts, visual arts, architecture, music, so forth and so on, to become part of this new cultural council. It will be published on the website of the Vallartense Institute of Cultura, and you need to have lived for 3 years in the municipality and provide written evidence of your contribution to the city's cultural and arts scene. How exciting. I hope it proves to be a successful endeavor. And now I do want to tell you about this announcement for traffic. Authorities have announced that starting tomorrow, a northbound stretch of Highway 200 will be closed right before you cross over to Nayarit on the bridge that goes over the Ameca River. An alternative route will be implemented, same difference, starting right at the Las Juntas Rotary, where the Puerto Vallarta welcome letters are installed. But those in the know anticipate that northbound traffic will be brutal. So keep this in mind if you have to head into Nayarit in the next few days. Authorities have not announced yet how long these activities will take place or when regular transit along the highway will resume. Now, let's take a quick look at the weather forecast. I'm just making things up as I go along here, says our snarky weatherman. Well, I can certainly relate to that on many occasions while we're doing coffee and headlines. Let's see. Right now, we're enjoying 28 degrees. Our humidity is low. Although I don't trust these humidity numbers anymore because I'm feeling schwitzy. Humidity is at 36 degrees. And I mean at 36%, and our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 82. Our weather forecast for today: we're going to have a clear day with a high of 31 and a low of 20. Tomorrow, Thursday, there's a clear day in the works with a high of 31 and a low of 21. And Friday, my departure day for Guadalajara, is going to be a clear day with a high of 32 and a low of 20. I wish to remind you that Friday and Saturday's broadcasts will be pre-recorded for your enjoying pleasure. Now, it is Wednesday, so we walk. And I ask you, what do you do when you live in Colonia La Vena, as I do, and you crave rotisserie chicken? You walk over to Colonia Valentín Gómez Farías, of course. And who was Valentín Gómez Farías? Well, he was a Mexican physician and liberal politician who became president of Mexico twice. Once in 1833 during the period of the First Mexican Republic, and once in 1846 during the Mexican-American War. But who cares about that when you're craving chicken? And I was craving chicken yesterday, and I was so out of my game because I had not slept well. So let's pretend we are a television series. Yesterday, previously on Coffee and Headlines, I was sleepy, I was tired, I was a little cranky, and I craved chicken. And this is what happened right as we ended the broadcast. Oh, my squeaky door. Okay. So, if you watch this morning broadcast, let me try that again. I cannot even speak this morning. If you watched this morning's broadcast, I mentioned that I didn't get a lot of sleep last night because I'm getting used to the summer weather, which even though we won't see summer for another month, it's already changing and it already feels very humid. At least it does to me. And yes, I'm going to take a nice well-deserved nap later on today, but at this stage of the game, I also need to address a craving for chicken. Yes. And not just any chicken. I'm definitely not referring to the wonderful fried chicken that I can get at places like Whiskey Kitchen, for example. Nor am I talking about Kentucky or its Mexican equivalent, Popeye chicken. I'm really craving rotisserie chicken. So I'm walking out to the nearest place I can find. Now there are a lot of neighborhood places that also grill chicken. There's a place that is notorious for its delicious smell on the Libramiento as you are traveling south. But today I'm looking for a franchise, primarily because it also happens that I don't have any cash on me. So I'm hoping to find a chicken place that will take my debit card. Now, when it comes to rotisserie chicken, which is what I have in mind, there are
two franchises to be concerned about. You already know this as a local, but in case you don't, I'm going to mention them. It is Pollo Feliz and El Pechugon. They both have franchises all over the place, and they're slightly different. I find that El Pechugon chicken tends to be a little juicier, perhaps a little bit more greasy, but not in a bad way. Whereas El Pollo Feliz really has a drier, crunchier texture to it, and it feels more like it was prepared on a wooden fire or something. Incidentally, we are now at the canal that we mentioned this morning. This would be the separation between Gómez Farías neighborhood and La Vena, which is where I live. Now, if I was to look that way, this is Avenida Las Torres. That takes us to Walmart. But here's the canal. Clearly, this is not a part that has been completely cleaned. There's an interesting idea that the road, which has been fixed over there, might actually be continued this way, but it's difficult to tell at this stage of the game. Anyhow, this is part of the Mexican side of my neighborhood. I'm gonna walk over back to Vienna Street, and maybe I'll come back down this street. And see what we can find. Now, if you happen to live anywhere around here, there is a Pollo Feliz, which is about 3 or 4 blocks away. There is a Pechugon in Plaza Caracol.
Yummy.
And there is, I think there's another Pechugon right next to the stadium. But again, I'm going to go for the shorter route because I'm hoping to get some chicken and come back home and take a little bit of a nap. Now, why do we love chicken from these rotisseries? Well, because you can get it with an order of rice, and it comes with tortillas. And yes, that was a very loud construction truck that just walked by. This is the continuation of La Vena. Not La Vena. What is this? Vienna Street. This is the continuation of Vienna Street, going in the opposite direction from the beach. And I believe we've walked down this street before. I don't know that I will find many new things around here.
That's a good question, Alan. I think the water level doesn't rise.
Mostly
all that
neighborhood
much.
Shops, neighborhood businesses. Whoops. And I keep having this bad habit of tripping when I'm broadcasting. I mean, when I'm recording. Look at it. Remember? We just mentioned Gloria Trevi. Well, here she is. This is part of the announcement to Gloria Trevi, Mexico's Queen of Pop.
No tripping allowed. I know that, Albert, but I was so sleepy. Like, do I go back or do I not go back? What?
Oh, I just noticed something, and I really have to walk back to show it to you because I thought it was really a funny use of language or how language has evolved. Look at this business here. It's called Loncheria La Tía. And a loncheria is a place where you can get, you guessed it, lunch. But the derivative from the English word has become pretty common. So it is interesting that you find places called cenadurias, and that word comes from the word cena, which means supper, whereas loncheria, which serves lunch, comes from the word lunch in English. There's another loncheria across the street, by the way. That one is called Loncheria Chetos. Okay, my first question is going to be, do they take ATM cards? Unfortunately, in some of these more traditional neighborhoods, you don't find a lot of ATM machines.
Heaven.
The lady's on the phone. While the lady's on the phone, I can see that I can order half a chicken for 84 pesos. It comes with salsa, chiles, potato chips, and tortillas. And that's 84 pesos, or I can get a whole chicken for 149. And you can get sides of grilled potatoes and beans and cold soup and guacamole, all kinds of things. Buenas tardes. ¿Acepta pago con tarjeta de débito? Quiero un pollo asado, por favor, y una orden de papa asada, por favor.
¿Papa asada?
Sí.
¿Me va a llevar la promoción de 2 pollos por 215?
Hoy no, muchas gracias. So she's trying to sell me a promotion, but I don't want it. Eso es todo, muchas gracias. Aquí tiene. Yummy. So while my order is ready, I'm going to go over there. Well, let me finish my transaction, and then I'm going to go over to the grill just to see what's going on. Oh, so these are not rotisserie. I stand corrected. These are grills. Maybe this is the reason why they are not as juicy as the other ones. A ver. No, you don't need to see the code for my ATM card.
I told you it was going to be a mistake, Juan. I did warn you.
Aquí tienes, Juan. Es una taza y
Gracias.
que se me cayó.
Wednesdays in
So here we are. As you can see, tortillas are being... Buenos días. ¿Cómo le va?
Bien,
Se ven bien ricas sus tortillas.
gracias.
We have fresh tortillas being made on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
And back there are the chicken. Heavenly. There's nothing better than having a craving than... Well, the only thing better than having a craving is to have a way to fulfill it. So while my order is ready, I'm going to pause this and we will continue in a second.
Yes, Kimberly.
Gracias.
American music. If YouTube hates that, I hope I don't get it.
Gracias.
Right.
Yay. Mission accomplished. Buenas tardes. Let me take a different route back home, one that is a little bit less noisy. Although I must say, I always get lost in these alleys and narrow streets. Of course, I could whip out my phone and take a look at my GPS, but I have camera in one hand, I have chicken in the other. So we may not be entirely sure of what we're going, but that's okay. Another thing about summer is you don't want to cook as much.
No.
And you certainly don't want to eat so much food that is hot food, as in temperature. Salads are a good thing. Really, dog?
Don't drop the chicken. Oh no, we can't have that. In case you haven't noticed, we're far away from Turistlandia.
Okay. I think I can walk right here and continue to the left.
Oh, Karen, you make me laugh.
And I think I can cross the street here. And go this way, although I have no idea of where I am. Buenas tardes.
That would be Pechugon.
Okay. Oh, check out this building. I don't know if this is a new construction, if it's a fixer-upper, but that definitely looks brand spanking new. Anyhow, as I was saying, I have no idea where I am. I know that I'm close to my house, and I'm sure that I could whip out my phone and do the GPS, but as long as we're out and about, it doesn't hurt anyone to wonder a little bit. Why? Well, for starters, because I got my fried chicken, and that's what matters. Buenas tardes. We've seen this church before. Now I know where I am. There's a place here that says Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Frozen popsicles. And this is pretty close to my house. Food for thought.
No pun intended.
And I am back close to the canal where we started on our way to the chicken place. See, all the streets in this neighborhood run diagonally and in a weird way. I'll try to show it to you on the map.
I just did. I know, Patty, I get confused with my technical terms.
Buenas tardes. Nothing fancy about this neighborhood. But that said, looking at some of these homes and properties, I'm sure some could be fixed up very easily. Yay! I say yay only because I can see my building 2 blocks away. And this is my neighborhood. We're only 2 blocks away from Versalles. And everybody's talking about Versalles now. And everybody wants to buy a condo in Versalles or wants to find out about Versalles. Well, if I may praise my own neighborhood, my neighborhood isn't as shiny as Versalles, but La Vena is only 2 blocks away, or my apartment is only 1 block away from Colonia Versalles, and know for a fact that if you're looking for a place to live, you will find things that are a lot more affordable on this side of of Francisco Villa. And there are some really quaint streets like this one where you can find different options, whether it is that you're looking for a small home or you are looking for an apartment.
Great comments. We'll get to those in a second.
And speaking of home, there it is.
Yay, my building.
And this is a good time for me to sign off. I got what I wanted, which is my chicken, and I got what I needed, which is to do a Wednesday walk. And now all that I'm missing is a siesta. So, this is it for me. A pleasure as always, and I hope to see you again sometime soon. Ciao.
So that was that. And just in case you're wondering, no, I did not take a siesta. I thought against that only because I figured if I don't break my siesta cycle, I'm not going to sleep well. And thank God last night was a good night's sleep. And here we are. That was my very, very mundane walk. This is my neighborhood, such a faraway place from the busy streets of Emiliano Zapata. And now you wonder, or if you wonder why us locals sometimes become overwhelmed when we find ourselves having to spend time in the tourist popular parts of the city, it's all the people and all the chaos. But I'm so grateful to live in a quiet part of town. Anyhow, let's take a look at your comments, starting with Kimberly, who says, May the 4th be with you. Thank you very much. I love it. Oh, dear. Fresh lettuce from the garden for my salad. That sounds beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing, Jeff. I have a lot of respect for people that grow their own fruits and vegetables. Let's see. Let's see. Ba-ding-bum-bum. Oh, that's obscure but lovely. May the 4th be with Rue. Golden Girls reference. Thank you very much. That deserves one of these. Ryan, it's always good to read you. Let's see what. Oh, there's a Q. Oye, Paco, are you trying to take over Raymond's one-liners? I wouldn't even begin to try, Sherry. That is Raymond's domain, and I bow in his general direction. Harold asks, do you know anything about the TV show that is being film produced across from Plaza Marina? The answer from me is I don't know, but I see that somebody answered you later on. It's called Acapulco. We talked about Acapulco for the first season because it was filmed on the hotel in Mismaloya, and they even painted the hotel a different color. Let's see. Da-dee-da-da-da-da. Oh, wow. Harold says apparently the construction detour mess on 200 North at the Ameca River Bridge could be as long as a month to do drainage work. Well, again, we are going to wait to hear from authorities, and hopefully they will let us know if it's going to be a long time. I love how the streets are so quiet traffic-wise. Again, Christy, those of us that have chosen to move away from south of the river enjoy this on a regular basis. Alan asked this during the broadcast, does flooding take place? I mean, during the video. And, I don't think so, again. I think if flooding took place along Vienna Street during the rain season, sidewalks would have been made higher by now. So my hunch is that there's not a lot of flooding in that particular place. Thank you for that, Christy. That's the general idea. To put you in my shoes and have you look at the world from my point of view. Please know that every time I pick up my crochet hook or I see cute animal rescue videos, I think of you and your wonderful work back home. Patty says, only 84 pesos, what a deal. Well, Patty, to go to El Pechugon or to Pollo Feliz to get like a Sunday meal when you don't want to cook or you don't want to do anything is such a local activity. It is just wonderful. The biggest irony is that yesterday afternoon, actually, let's cut to the chase. I had not even touched the chicken because I was reminded by a friend that some very dear friends of mine that I haven't seen in a while were going to be at my friend's house. So I ended up spending the afternoon yesterday, or part of the afternoon, out and about. So my chicken craving will not be addressed until today. The good thing is the chicken doesn't go bad if you keep it in the fridge. Let's see. Wednesdays in Acronym City, Pollo Feliz's buy one chicken, get half for free for $1.55. Well, both franchises have special deals on several days of the week, so it's good to keep that in mind. Let's see. Oh, I love it. Subliminal messaging, says Sherry. Well, it's funny because yesterday I was editing the video for today and I was like, I really want to get into that chicken now. Let's see what else. Matt, I hope you have a safe flight And I do hope you get to try Whiskey Kitchen this weekend. I would join you, but I will be in Guadalajara. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Deb, I can't tell you how homesick I get when I hear the birds and background noises on your jaunts, almost teary. Deb, it is my pleasure to put your heart in a good place. So I hope they are good tears you're talking about. And if you're not here, I hope you'll have a chance to come back soon. And there's a question here. Do I know why roads are made of stones rather than asphalt? Just wondering. I have two answers, and I don't know which one is more powerful than the other. I think the choice of stones is more traditional, as many small towns in Mexico are done with stones. There's something to be said about how asphalt is warmer, but historically speaking, we didn't have asphalt until much later in the evolution of our country. So cobblestones are just a norm in small towns. And it's not until a particular part of a city starts becoming more urban that the roads are updated to more modern construction. Let's see. So it could be because of the heat. It could be because of tradition. It could be because of budget. Not entirely sure. I do not think it was a mundane walk with the exception of where we tripped. I thought it was interesting and fun. Thank you, Karen. Thank you so much for that. Sometimes I wonder, or I worry rather, that my outings are just so ordinary. But ultimately, if you were to take me on a video walk on an outing in your town that I'm not very familiar with, I would be just as mystified and grateful for the opportunity. So I appreciate the reassurance, Karen. Thank you so very much. Let's see. Although I lived there for years, my blood pressure goes up significantly when I venture into the zona romantica. I can feel it. No comment. Costco Kitchen is also a great purchase, by the way. Thank you very much for bringing that up, Jeff. Matt says we'll be road tripping to Guadalajara next week, then back again to PV. How wonderful. If you need some tips, just let me know. And Harold has a nod for rotisserie chicken at Sam's Club, which is also very good. Just consider the cobblestones as a free foot massage, not if you're wearing high heels. And I think this brings us to the end of today's broadcast. Yay! We made it. We have chicken. We are one step closer to packing our bags and getting ready for our trip. As always, I thank you for joining me here at Coffee and Headlines. I thank you for your support, and I remind you that your support makes not only these broadcasts possible, but your support also helps yours truly go out on well-deserved vacation whenever possible. Again, this is my first real city outing since the pandemic broke out. We've only been to small towns and little getaways, so I'm really, really excited to go back to the city, and it is all possible thanks to you. Muchísimas gracias for that. And I'll see you again tomorrow for another live broadcast. Again, Friday and Saturday will be pre-recorded. We come back live on Monday, and shortly thereafter, we'll have special programming available for those of you who are either subscribers or have purchased coffee of our adventures in Guadalajara. May the 4th be with you, and I'll see you again soon.